it appropriate to be wearing my house shirt for my pregnancy video. I wanted to answer a couple questions that I've gotten from readers about baby number 2, which is due to come next week. However, when this video is posted, there's a chance the baby might already be here. So I'm scheduled for another C-section on February 12th. So unless the baby decides to come early, that will be the final day of residing within my womb. Okay, let's get into the questions. Do you have a gut feeling whether it's a boy or a girl? So at the beginning of my pregnancy, I thought it was a boy. I just kind of felt it was a boy. And the idea of a boy sounded wonderful to me because David and this baby will be about 14 months apart. So I could just see brothers growing up super close in age and playing sports together and having a friend group that's maybe the same, and also battling and fighting because they would be super close in age. So I'm aware that that'll happen. But I guess basically my entire 3rd trimester, everyone has been guessing girl. So at the beginning of my pregnancy, the idea of a girl was mind-blowing, and I was like, I can't even imagine that. And now I can't imagine if it's a boy because everyone has been saying girl. So we'll find out. I'm having a C-section, and I just talked to my doctor, and she said if it works, she'll be able to kind of push or hold the baby out to the side and let Justin see, and then let Justin tell me what it is. So I'm really excited about that. I hope that works out. Obviously, whatever they need to do to keep the baby healthy and safe is more important than him telling me if it's a boy or a girl, but that would be really cool if that worked out that way. Someone else asked, what things will you change for baby number 2? I think in general, just having a year, a little bit over a year of experience being a mom is going to help big time in terms of me weighing what is super important and what isn't super important. My plan and hope is that I'm a little bit more flexible this time around. I like to know sort of what the day is going to look like, and sometimes you don't know what the day is going to look like with the baby. David has been on a pretty consistent routine since young, 2 to 3 months, and that's naps, eating, all that stuff, and he does really well when that routine is stuck to. So I'm going to instill a routine with this baby as well, but hopefully be a little bit more flexible and lax if there's some weird days, especially since I'm not just going to be focusing on one baby, but there will also be a toddler running around. So that's my goal. Other than that, I'm trying to think. I don't know what I'll change until I'm into it, and then I'm sure Justin and I will look at things and say, oh, we totally didn't do this with David, or we definitely did this with David and we're doing it again with this baby. So maybe a follow-up post, 3 months postpartum, I can say, this time around, here's what we did differently, or something like that. Do you have a name picked out was another question. And we don't have one boy name, one girl name. We knew David's name pretty shortly after we found out it was a boy. We had a girl name and a boy name that we liked, learned it was a boy, and we were like, okay, let's do the boy name. So that was easy. So it's a little strange not having this one named yet, just because it's different. So boy names are so much easier for Justin and I to agree on, and girl names are a struggle. So we have 3 boy names that we really like, and I could even probably be talked into another boy name. I'm just not as picky about those. Girl names are tougher because I feel like a lot of girl names are really cute for little girls, but I can't necessarily see that name on a 35-year-old woman. So it's hard to find a mature sounding name that doesn't sound ridiculous on a baby. And anyway, so those are the things we think about. But we do have, I'd say, 2 solid girl names that we like. So if it's a girl, I imagine it's going to take us a couple days in the hospital to be like, all right, is it that? Are we going to go with that? Whereas if it's a boy, it might be like, it's this, cool, done. It might be easier to stick that name on the baby. So we'll see. Someone asked how I'm preparing David for the next baby, and I'm not really, because he is also a baby. He will be 14 months. He will turn 14 months the day after the baby's here, assuming the baby comes on the 12th. And he has no idea what's going on. I don't think. I mean, no, I don't think he has any idea what's going on. So one thing I am doing is trying to not hover around him as much and sort of let him be playing somewhere else in the downstairs that I can still see him and make sure he's not doing anything dangerous, but not be like on top of him or playing with him constantly. So he gets a little bit more used to independent play. But other than that, there's no real prep. And I don't know if he's even going to realize what's happening when we bring the baby home. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. And whatever will happen, and we'll deal. And I'm not freaking out about it. I don't know. I don't know if I even should be. But people have second kids all the time, and I feel like there's going to be different challenges with a 14-month-old than there will be with a 3-year-old. And but a lot of people have more than one kid. So I'm not super worried about it. Someone asked, how does my body feel? I feel so much more pregnant with this baby than I ever did with David. Part of that is I'm 10 pounds higher than I ever got to with David. So I just weigh more, but I feel more pain at the end of the day. Like my muscles are sore from holding my belly up. So this pregnancy hurts a little bit more. Nothing alarming or nothing super terrible. I had some sciatic nerve pain around the end of December, early January that I'm so thankful went away, because that was going to be a long end of the pregnancy if that didn't go away. So other than that, I feel good. I'm sleeping great. I can make it through the night without waking up to go to the bathroom, which is shocking to me. And every time I wake up to my alarm and realize I hadn't gotten up to go to the bathroom, I'm like, how is this possible? Because I got up so much with David. So that's nice. I'm sleeping really great. I'm thankful for that. So yeah, I mean, I feel good. I just feel super pregnant. And I'm getting to the point where I can sense like, okay, I'm kind of ready for the baby to come out. And I never got there with David. I loved being pregnant, and I felt like it ended so abruptly. And maybe that's because I had a C-section, that it was like, oh, my belly's gone. He's out. I don't feel him anymore. It was something I didn't realize was sort of happening until after. So I wonder how it's going to be this time around, if after the C-section I'll be like, oh, I'm so glad this baby's out. Or if I'll say, oh, I miss the baby. You know, I'm just curious to see how I'll feel. Someone asked if I'm planning to use a baby carrier. I used the Ergo a fair amount with David. I didn't use it a ton, but a fair amount. And I used the Solly baby wrap for a little bit with David. I didn't really give that a good try. And I don't know, I just kind of wasn't into that much. I'm anticipating wearing this next baby in a carrier of some sort much more, so my hands are free. Because with David, I would just carry him around in my arms, and it wasn't a big deal. But yeah, so I have the Solly baby wrap, and I'll probably use that more than the Ergo. I'm guessing, I just don't know. Because once you get the knack of that thing, I feel like you can just slip that baby in, and it's easy to take him or her out. And my friend Keisha, who blogs at Coconut Robot, she's big into baby wearing and has all these woven wraps and these different wraps, so she's going to be my resource. If the baby likes to be worn and that is seeming to be a good thing to keep my hands free, I'm sure I will touch base with Keisha and be like, what do I need and how do I wrap this so the baby's secure and all of that stuff. So yeah, so I'm anticipating wearing the baby much more than I ever wore David. And the Ergo was also great for like snapping him or her in and going on a walk or something. So yeah, so I think I'll do that a little bit more this time around. Someone asked if I'm planning to breastfeed, and I am. I was only able to breastfeed David for about 6.5 weeks. We had major latch issues. I was in an excruciating amount of pain every time I fed him, and I think breast milk is better than formula, and I say that coming from a place that I put David on formula at 6.5 weeks, and he's totally fine. But I also think sanity and my ability to mother well is important, and I just wasn't able to do that with all the pain that I was in with breastfeeding. So my goal was to make it 6 weeks, and I hoped that the pain would go away and then I would heal and we would get kind of in a better rhythm with it, and we didn't. And so Justin and I talked and we decided to stop. And for me, for the situation, all of that, it was the best decision, I think. So breastfeeding maybe is the thing I'm most nervous about getting into again, just having sort of like PTSD from all the pain and trauma from the first time. But I'm hopeful and I'm going to give it another shot, hopefully, having done it. I think Justin and I estimated like however many times you feed the baby for like 6.5 weeks. David and I tried like 250 times, 200 times, however many feeds that is. You can kind of do the math based on the averages. And I was like, all right, 200 times is a good effort. You know, I feel good about that. We tried it. So hopefully those 200 times that I worked on it with David will make me better for this baby. So I hope it works. Again, if it doesn't, I don't have an issue with formula, and if that's what we need to do, that's what we need to do. Okay, so those were the majority of the questions I got. If you have any other questions about the baby or pregnancy, I'm pretty sure they'll be answered in all my follow-up posts once the baby's here. It's probably going to be a little baby heavy on the Small Things vlog for a minute, but I do really appreciate all of the questions you guys have asked and all of your kind words and well wishes. That is so dang nice, and I don't even know if you can appreciate it from my perspective, having not ever been in this position, that I have these readers that are so sweet and care about Justin and I and David and the baby, and are wishing us well, and that you don't need to do that, that you don't really know me other than the internet, and the fact that you guys do pray for us and wish us well is really, really touching. So thank you for that, and I cannot wait to see what this baby is, boy or girl. It will be all over Instagram on the 12th, assuming everything is going well, and I can't wait to share that with you guys. So thanks again for everything.